dive into what phase 1 is. Like I mentioned before, it is endurance, which you might be familiar with from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
And so in our version in real life, so we're at this beautiful location, a beautiful farm, and this is going to be our most spread out and long-term run and phase of the day. So basically, this is going to be an 8-mile cross-country run in the grass. Obviously, they mentioned that. Like, there's like high terrain and stuff, and it's going to be...
It's not flat at all. There's going to be...
No, not flat at all. Literally nowhere is it flat.
Yeah, what they say, 300 feet of elevation gain, I believe, in this.
Exactly.
So,
Even where we're sitting isn't flat. Like, there's
we're a little bit on a slope,
There's nowhere flat out here.
As I mentioned, so we don't have the exact numbers right now in terms of how many people total are competing.
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000. And that's going to be essential because all the math is that the top 40% make it. So if it's 1,400, right? So, I mean, like I mentioned before, there is going to be a mechanism of cutting people off in terms of how that last person is revealed. And it's going to be very interesting on our end to see kind of how that plays out. And it's going to be a long-term race, right? Like, I wonder, for the competitors, they're training. I heard so many people in line today talk about how much they've been training for how long. A lot of people here have done similar events, not to this extent, but like
There's no events like this.
Exactly. There are no events like this.
And that's the craziest part. And we talked about this a little bit in our live stream before today, how there is no way to truly train for this. Yeah. All the hunters knew was that they were going to be running a lot. And the other phases, they knew the titles of it, but they didn't know what they were actually getting into. So it's just going to be using your mind and kind of being able to fly off the cuff and figure out what you're doing as you go. Because there's no real way to train for these other phases. How do you train for Assassin, Labyrinth, Deception, one-on-ones?
Right.
It's really going to show people's versatility.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, well, we talked about this the other day, guys, is that's kind of the theme that we heard from training for folks across the board was, well, didn't really know how to train, so I just started running a lot, which is that's a good thing to default to, and it'll be really translating well to phase 1, of course. So, of course, it's a lot of running. I also I think it's worth noting on the mind games during phase 1. Of course, it's just a couple of laps around the perimeter of this massive area. 2 laps around. And once you're through lap 1, you're kind of told where you're at. Ideally, there's going to be an update on, hey, you're in this percentile, you're in this percentile. So it'll be very interesting to see how folks are responding when you're in you're in like the 60th percentile. You might want to speed up a little bit. Or especially the folks that are in the 5th percentile and you're running a 6:30 pace. Can you maintain that for a whole other lap of 4 more miles? That'll be interesting to see.
It's going to be insane. I think the theme for today is going to just be adapting to your current situation. Because there's so much change. There's so many variables that you're not going to be expecting. They're just going to have to roll with the punches to the best of their ability.
I mean, we've already been adapting today. Phase 1 will definitely be the longest.
Yeah, most definitely.
Like the other ones, I think actually could be relatively quick. Like obviously directing them right now, just to kind of let you guys know, especially if you have a loved one or a friend, family that's going to be in the events today. So right now, Matt, our examiner, he is going over the rules with them, breaking it down. Pretty much the first time they're all getting together. So that is a really positive sign as check-in took a little while. It's a lot to kind of manage and handle. And as we've said, this is the inaugural hunter's exam. Obviously, there's going to be, a few bumps in the road, but we're getting there. We're getting through it. And I'm not a big runner. It seems like great running weather, you know?
It is. It is. Yeah, absolutely. What is it right now? 60 degrees and cloudy. That's about all you could hope for. What is interesting today is that it's nice that the run will be first, especially because we're expecting it to be the hottest day of the year so far in this area of the country. So we're expecting it to be about 80 degrees, but probably not till later in the day, like 4 or 5 o'clock once we're into the one-on-ones in phase 5. But yeah, pretty ideal running conditions to start the day here. So hopefully we can get this run going soon and we can get this party started here.
Yeah, we're about to get started soon. For all the people in the chat, let us know for who are you rooting for? Are there any of your favorite content creators here, your loved ones? Who are we rooting for in the chat? Right now, I'm rocking with Trunky Zoo. My boy NC Hammer is also supposed to be here. He's one of my favorite content creators, a mutual of mine. He's awesome.
Ooh, so looks like they're lining up.
It's about to get started. It's about to get popping. I am ready for action. This is going to be epic.
And by the way, this is a tease for a later phase, but over there, I think you guys have seen on the live stream so far some aerial footage.
Yeah.
the American Ninja Warrior style event and phase over there. It just looks so crazy. I'm excited to talk about it later because I personally just can't even imagine completing that or getting up that wall. It looks impossible, quite frankly.
I mean, hey, I brought my running shoes, so if need be, I can go ahead, strap up, and give it a try.
We already saw a lot of people trying it out this morning. I'm not sure about,
I know. We got to talk about that a little bit, right? If we see some of those guys that actually get through, man, a little bit of an advantage. But
they did.
There is a twist when it comes to that round where not everyone's even going to be doing that. Or everyone's going to have a choice of whether or not they even want to do the American Ninja Warrior style course right there.
It looks like we're lining up and getting ready to get started soon. This is about to be an epic experience.
All right, 2 minutes until
run
phase
time.
1.
I have not revealed the information on it yet. It's an 8-mile cross-country course.
So they are right now getting broken down the news of that is an 8-mile cross-country course.
They're so excited that it's 8 miles.
I mean, yeah, imagine how great of news that is.
Right.
Thinking it might be 15.
You guys can kind of see behind us, but that's where they're actually lining up. And it's kind of funny. I feel like people kind of like weaseling their way to the front of the line, you know? Like
you have to.
You have to.
I mean, it's not exactly like this is not an event where it's like, oh, I'm going to try to PR.
No,
you have to beat the dude next to me or the gal next to me.
It can't be a staggered start. It's nothing. There's no time bands on any of them. It's who are the first half of the people to cross the line, and that's it. So starting at the front, obviously, is where you want to be. So
this is going to be epic. This is going to be
good amount of spectators here. We've got some dogs. We're going to have some drones in the air, as you probably saw from some of the
Well, as we know from the show, great hunters are loved by animals. So bringing your pet might give you a little extra boost today. We have a lot of Trunky fans in the stands, which are epic. Shout out to Trunky Zoo. I'm rooting for Trunky, to be honest with you. He's one of my
Trunky will definitely.
He's one of the ones I'm looking out for.
Got a following right away.
Yeah,
a whole fan base.
Very much so.
Yeah.
We'll have to see if we make it into his vlog.
Yeah, we're definitely in the vlog. He came over here and shot a little bit.
Oh yeah.
The medical team is now currently speaking, giving some updates. There were some people in the chat asking if we have a medical team. We do, because with an event like this, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Go! Gun.
Let's do it. It is time for
some are flying out the gate. Absolutely flying.
One guy was just tying his shoe and had to start
late. Look at this
late.
mass. Oh my goodness.
Man,
it's so
epic.
spread out.
Oh my!
We got one guy leading the way so far in a dead sprint. No way he keeps up.
Oh, it's impossible to keep that up the entire time. But he is moving. He is moving right now. Where you guys think you would be if you were in this competition right now?
I'd be right here.
I think we're in the right spot.
I mean, I would genuinely be trying to be like I would try to be the last person.
So
to make
look at this
through.
first bottleneck that they're kind of navigating through. So it's obviously, look how wide they are, and they have to really get thin to go into this area.
Yeah, you have to really fight for your position.
Really,
in this, especially at that. Like, it's really aggressive at the start.
Yeah,
and I would love to see how this pace keeps up. If the people starting at the beginning are going to start to fall back, or if some people's strategy is to start back during this aggressive period. And then when other people start to lose their endurance, then they kick up the pace a little bit to beat them out.
Oh, yeah. Of course, being, a regular runner is just obviously a massive advantage here, because then you understand pacing, you understand yourself, and you don't want to go out too fast. And you already know that there's people that are at the front that are not going to be able to maintain that.
Facts.
You just know that that's true. So, and of course, we'll see that once lap 1 is over. And we'll kind of see how that translates from lap 1 to lap 2.
Most definitely.
By the way, one thing for everyone listening at home and watching. So if you guys saw that first when we were mentioning like kind of the herd, then kind of like bottleneck area, I believe that first entryway that we were seeing, that is the like finish line. Yeah, so what that's going to be is, I've mentioned this now a couple of times, but it's going to be exciting when it actually happens. There's going to be someone sitting there at the end counting people. The calculations have been done. And once it is the final person, there will be a rope to cut it off. And then that'll be it.
That's so intense. Is that not the most intense way to do that? And for the people asking in the chat, no, the place that you start does not matter. It really just comes down to finishing. You have to do your best to finish in that top 40%. It doesn't matter if you're first or if you're 15th. You just want to make it in that top 40%.
That's a great question, yeah, because there are none that I believe until actually we'll get there eventually. But for the 1v1s, phase 5, the very end of today's event, that is the only time you could potentially get an advantage. And we'll talk about that later when we get there. But yeah, right now it's all about just passing. And that's kind of what I was just saying, the strategy I would have. You were mentioning, where would I be? I wouldn't be trying to be first.
No.
Just pace myself, like Dash in The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Just trying to, I would
go for second.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, slow down. I'm not exactly Dash, I definitely can't compare myself to that speedster, but that'd be my goal, right? Is to not pace myself, take my time, because by the way, we're not exactly sure the amount of time in between events.
Yes.
Like the amount of break they have in between phases, and that could factor in. Because especially coming up with phase 2 with Assassin, you're going to need your energy and speed and agility big time for that event. And you don't really want to just blow all of your energy. I'm almost thinking sliders on a video game of oh, I'm burning through energy. I'm going to be fatigued. You don't want to be exhausted after this. You want, even if someone out there knows, someone in the chat earlier mentioned they were training for 15 miles.
Yeah.
And you're yeah, I can definitely make the top 15% of this doing 8 miles. Just make the top 25. Pace yourself a little bit.
There's no extra reward for being first versus being 399th.
Exactly.
So you don't get an extra, I guess besides, like you said, some extra rest potentially from phase 1 to phase 2, because we know that there's going to be some more running and some more agility for phase 2, of course.
Most definitely.
But beyond that, there's no additional benefit to winning versus barely making the cutoff.
I think the one benefit that we are slightly overlooking here to coming in first place is bragging rights.
Oh,
you get to talk about it. A guy like me personally, if I knew I could, I would go get the first place just to say, hey, I came in first place in phase 1 of the 100 exam. You could talk about that for the rest of your life. But if you're not in first, you might as well just hang back and rock out. There's no need to go for that. If you're not going to be in the first 10, then you might as well be in 300th place, because save that energy, use it for the next round. There are a couple people in the chat asked who my favorite character is. If you guys cannot tell from the jersey, Killua Zoltik all day. I'm an anime guy through and through. All I do is talk anime, and Hunter x Hunter is my favorite anime of all time. Killua Zoltik is my favorite anime character of all time. Killua, that's the GOAT.
I will say one thing in the chat as well that I was noticing. Someone was asking about kind of the route and if there's cutting through, and if you can see on the chat right now,
ooh, yeah,
pretty interesting cutting corners. I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that's working. How are they gonna cut down on that cutting corners? Because to me, that seems a little unfair.
Yeah,
interesting.
I can't tell if those are competitors.
Those could potentially also be.
I don't think
examiners, and because cutting that much is kind of egregious.
Maybe we can get some kind of update on that throughout the event today, because that doesn't seem...
Chad is saying that's cheating. I agree. Personally, I believe that making a cut that deep, it's a little cheating.
Were there rules that were set around that, though?
That is true.
Bending the rules to your will.
And that's kind of how the Hunter exams work themselves.
Kind of how it's supposed to work, though.
There's not specifically rules, and you just have to make it. So, if we look at the phase 1 Hunter exams, Killua was riding a skateboard.
Right. No skateboards out there. I can't tell if there's a skateboard yet.
I haven't seen any skateboards.
Not sure how well it would work in this terrain either. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that definitely wouldn't work. But me looking at it as a competitor standpoint from the outside looking in, yes, it is easy to say, hey, that's cheating. But when you look at it from a Hunter exams, people were riding skateboards. People have unfair advantages in the Hunter exams. That's kind of just how it works. So I kind of changed my mind on that, actually.
Yeah,
I actually don't think that's cheating anymore.
Cracking me up. E-scooter, one wheel. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bring where you can. Bend the rules. Let's
bring
do
a bike, man. Bring a bike.
I will say, and someone shouted it out in the chat as well, it's aura, kind of like aura farming almost, if you're trying to place in first.
Oh, most definitely.
You're just 100%.
You need that aura.
You
got to.
And quite frankly, for us, that's the thing. From our perspective, we'll see who places in the top 5% and be like, man, they might win this all.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. They might.
That's going to change
These are
my
our top
opinion.
competitors. Yeah. So.
Oh my! How do you think they're feeling right now at this point? It's about 6 minutes in.
So they should be. The leaders are probably a mile and change.
About a mile, yes.
Yep. So they should be a little bit above that. The clock that I have in front of me is about 15 seconds slow. So they should be about 7:15, 7:20 into this.
I know at this point I would be absolutely dying. My lungs would be screaming for air. And I'm an athlete. I do work out about 4 days a week. I do cardio 1 day a week, but I don't even think I could handle being in that top percentage. Like, to be at the front of the pack right now, I think that just takes a different amount of training and dedication.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's a different level of work you have to do to get to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't put that work in myself. That's why I'm sitting here and not out there.
Like we said, we're in the right spot today, guys.
Oh,
we're going to be hanging out, enjoying the nice weather, chatting it up, talking about other people doing athletic things. We don't need to do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most
great.
definitely. I mean, you guys at home also have some great seats. You guys get the drone shots.
True enough.
You get to see our beautiful faces, listen to our banter a little bit, comment, meet some friends in the chat. This is the perfect event for you guys there at home. But I want to see you guys out here next year. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it.
Anyone can wear the mask.
Anyone can wear the mask. To all our Spider-Man fans out there.
Yeah, shout out. I will say one thing that's happening right now. So they're kind of going a little more off trail, off road. Pretty interesting. That kind of plays into the fact of there kind of isn't a straight up course. You know, we're not running track here. Like it kind of does. I mean, I don't think a lot of people in the chat were mentioning like cheating and all this stuff, and we pointed it out quickly, like cutting the corners, but. I don't know. Like now there's not really as tight of corners. And also you guys can see some people, I think, running together, some people more lone wolfing it.
Yeah.
And interesting, we don't know the behind the scenes of like, are you ditching your friend? Are you ditching your family member? Like, are you just like, was there an agreement ahead of time? Or is it like, all right, we're going to stick together this whole way. We're going to ride out the entire exams the whole way together.
I'm sure there are plenty of people who also have trained together in a group, so they're ready for this exact thing. They've probably been trying to pace themselves, running as a group, knowing, hey, lean on me when you need a little extra help, not, physically, but emotionally. Like, I think there are people who have trained and have come prepared for this exact situation that is breaking down currently. Overall, this is going crazy. What I would love to see is the faces I want to get some close-up cameras on the faces of these people. I want to see what they look like, if they're calm and collected, or if they're
absolutely not.
If they're just dying out there. Like I want to see it.
I'd have headphones in for sure.
I think we'll get probably some of that at least when they come around from lap 1.
Somebody asked, "Do I play Marvel Rivals?" I do play Marvel Rivals. You guys play Rivals? Either?
Yeah, I have.
Who's your main?
It's a great question.
I know you're a Spider-Man guy, so
no, but not Spider-Man. No,
Spider-Man's hard to play.
Yeah,
it's hard to play.
I think it's Groot.
Groot? I'm a tank man.
Yeah.
I do Magneto or Doctor Strange. Magneto or Doctor Strange.
Strange is cool. I like the portal aspect. We have a Strange in your team. Just kind of like blip in and out of areas.
Yeah, I'm not great at Marvel Rivals, but I play it. Also, for anyone out there watching the chat, if you guys are enjoying our banter and stuff, make sure to follow us.
Yeah.
Follow us. I'm Malcolm Crawford _ on everything. You could find me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere. I'm Malcolm Crawford _ and if you like anime, if you like nerd content, whether that's comics, movies, cartoons, I'm your guy for that.
Malcolm is your guy. Yeah, follow me at David Thompson with 2 A's on all those websites as well. Not a lot less anime content, but a lot more, like you just mentioned, Marvel content, Spider-Man, all those things, and of course my guy Groot. Someone's asking footage of the leaders. Yeah, I mean, not, I wouldn't say specific footage of zoomed in right now, but we do have overhead shots. So if you guys have eagle eyes, I guess, and you know what you're, and you know who you're looking
out for.
Yeah,
as you can see though, it's thinning out a little bit from at least the start.
Yeah,
right. Way less people in the shot now.
It's definitely thinning out. I can't wait until we get those, because we do have them and they will be here at some point. I would love to see those close-up cameras. That would be fantastic. And we'll get them at some point for you guys. But it's starting to thin out a little bit. It's really, and you see that incline that they're running up? Oh my goodness.
Should be roughly coming up on 2 miles into it. So it should be about a quarter of the way. At least the people at the front should be right around there. Of course, we don't have the exact mile markers. We don't have the specific pacing, but just guessing on what the leaders would be expected to be running, they should be right around a quarter of the way into it.
That is tough. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see who wins. Who I want to interview the most is, I want to find some of the people who cut.
Ooh.
Some of the people who made the cut.
Who's going to be willing to admit to that?
I would love to have them up here and ask what their mindset is, how others felt when they did it, and how they felt when they did it. So we're also going to be interviewing some of the examinees, not the examiners, but examinees.
Yeah,
they will be coming. We'll be interviewing them. So I can't wait to talk to
what else?
People.
How many people are gonna do that on lap 2? Are gonna cut it. They saw people do it the first time. They're like, I'm doing this next time.
Exactly.
Everyone does.
Oh, most definitely.
Everyone cuts the
So
corner.
it shouldn't be too hard to be able to find someone who talk to them.
I think you have to cut. I think you have to cut. After seeing this, it's the only option. Listeners in the chat right now, if you were running, would you make the cut or would you stay honest and run on the given path? I want to know because I think I have to. How many laps? It's 2 laps.
Yep. 2 laps.
It's 2 laps. 2 laps on this 4-mile course, which is going to be absolutely insane.
And for what it's worth, easy for us to say that we wouldn't cheat. Easy for us to be like, oh, that wouldn't be me. That's cheating. But like, if you're in this, if you're here to win,
I would do it.
You might do it.
At first, I said I wouldn't, but the more I think about it, I'm definitely making that cut. Honestly, I might make the deepest cut of anybody. You have no choice. Yep. Here we go. We get more cut in over here right now.
If everyone else is doing it, like, is it really cheating?
Right.
You have to. You're putting yourself at a disadvantage if you don't. 100%. A lot of people in the chat said that they would make the cut off-road skateboards. I've also seen some of my podcast listeners in the chat. Shout out to all the Storm gang, man. Call me Sukuna the way I'm cutting. I feel that.
Man,
I agree 100%.
Crazy terrain they have to run through.
It's insanity. But the views, has to be worth it. It has to be worth it for the views alone. The screen is not doing it justice for just how beautiful it is out here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks gorgeous. And I know running it, getting those close-up views, if you've ever ran on like a hike or anything where you've got to see those great views, the runner's high kicks in and it makes things look even more beautiful.
Oh, yeah. It's an extra motivating factor. I mean, this is national park land that we're on here today. And so, I mean, what a perfect space for an event like this, especially for thinking back to what this was going to be originally.
Yes.
National Mall set up down in Washington, D.C., about an hour away from here, 20 participants. That was the original vision.
Yeah.
Now look at this now. Unbelievable.
This has grown to be something way bigger than it was ever expected. Originally, these exams were expected to be 10, 20 guys meeting up, just having a good time. But the word got out, the community grew so fast, and now we have over 1,000 people who are competing. We have over 500 people who are watching in the chat. There's tons of spectators out here who are watching with their own eyes. They're also in the chat. This has grown to be insane. How many people have dropped out so far? I do not know. I would love to get those numbers so we can find out.
I can't imagine many.
Yeah.
Honestly,
first lap still.
I think it might be a big, because if it's me, right, and I know only the top 40% are making it through, and at this point, I'm in dead last.
You wouldn't want to just complete it, though?
But you don't get to complete the entire thing because only the top 40% make it. They're going to cut that rope off.
Yeah, I mean, you can still
I guess you can get there.
Yeah.
Depends on how much pride you got.
Right.
That is true. That is
how
true.
How much you care about that,
How much do you care about that?
That is true. I could see both ways, seeing I'm not going to win it, so forget it, or also just being like, hey, I started this. I need to finish this.
I mean, yeah, like people are fired up, traveled out here, signed up for it.
If I traveled all the way, that's
like,
true.
You know, and like, you imagine, first lap, you're like, I'm going to lose. Forget it. Turn around, head down.
Yeah. I think you complete it. I think you complete it. And I think, but you know what we'll see is, apparently we'll see this at the end of when they're doing lap 1, when they finish lap 1.
Yes.
There should be an update on where you're at.
Yes.
What percentile you're in. So if you're told, hey, you're in 75th percentile,
kick up the speed.
Do you keep going? Probably, that's a lot of ground to make up. So that's when that question will start to be asked, at least in your head, is like, is it really worth it that I continue and do that again?
And I think the thing that is also turns this into a mental game is, right, if you're in the 75th percentile, you might not be able to catch up speed-wise.
Right.
But there are other people who will drop out.
Could be.
So if, let's say, you pick up the pace and 10% of the people ahead of you just can't do it, or they think maybe I won't make it, so they drop out, that gives you a whole nother advantage. So now that I'm thinking about it, it does kind of make sense to just keep going, because a lot of people, even if they have the physical fortitude, they may not have the mental fortitude to make it through, finding out that they're at the very end of the competition. So
equally important on a day like this, mental and physical.
Yeah. Is everyone running together? Yes, it's one heat, so all of the competitors are running at one time right now. they're all going at the same time.
I will say we do definitely have some leaders in the clubhouse. There are some people that have definitely extended themselves and are way ahead of a lot of the pack.
Most definitely. We got a lot of love in the chat for your loved ones. If you're watching in the chat right now, put in the chat who you're rooting for, whether that's your favorite content creator, your loved one, friend, mom, dad, maybe your kids are even running in
You can even put us if you want.
Yeah, put us in here. Yeah. Whoever you want to see.
Oh, good. It's livening up around here.
It looks like they're coming around for lap 2 coming soon. We got the camera set up. Here's the front of the pack, it looks like. Oh, never mind. No, these are people running from their cars. Never mind. Okay, the front of the pack is coming up. The front of the pack is coming up very soon. Lap 2 will be starting in a moment. I cannot wait to see. Okay, the first ones have passed by us, and now we're moving into lap 2. Lap 2 has officially started.
For some. For not most, but lap 2 has started.
Lap 2 has started for some.
Guys. That's
for some.
Fast.
That is
what are we
4
at?
miles, 18 minutes?
Just over, we're about 1840 right now.
They're moving.
Wow.
They're moving. Yeah, I can't do this. We got a lot of
There's no way.
rooting for David Thompson.
They passed us already?
My guy.
Yeah, there are people who have
Shout
passed
out Alpha,
already.
man.
Wow.
All right. Okay, we have people coming by on this road.
Okay, so they haven't
We'll
finished
be
the
able to
first
see
lap
them.
yet, but they're coming around this way.
We'll be able to see them
Okay.
very shortly
Okay,
for
sweet.
us.
And by this road, it is what we can see right in front of
Non-descriptive
us.
for the
yeah.
viewer.
Not what you guys are seeing.
It's non-descriptive for the viewers.
Oh,
but,
yeah, they're over there.
We're trying to figure it out. Okay, the leader of the pack has already passed us. Sorry, we're getting dispatches in from the production team. They're letting us know as we go. Oh, there are a lot of cutters who've been going through too.
Is the
4 miles, 18 minutes, no way. They're moving.
Is the leader of the pack a cutter? That's the question. We all must ask ourselves.
Hey, I would love to know if the leader of the pack is a cutter, but I think I would have to cut. I would have no other option. Six people in the lead pack are currently on our camera, and they are moving. I would love to find out the names of these individuals. This would be fantastic. They are moving. Look at that pace.
Yeah.
They don't even look tired.
They're locked in, man.
They're not
gonna
look tired.
Like, this is the thing. We can already pretty much say they've moved on to phase 2. Unless something dramatic happens.
Unless there's some unforeseen mishap.
They're running right around 5-minute miles at the moment.
That's ridiculous.
That is absolutely
how do they
insane.
sustain that?
It's the perfect training regimen for this is if you're a good runner.
Yeah, that's it. If
you're
a
automatic
good runner,
to get to phase 2.
Yeah. What a shame it would be to come in first place in round 1 and not make it through.
We
round
might
2.
see it.
It's very possible. That's why this is so insane and crazy. We have no idea what to see. Interview the winner? Most definitely. We will definitely interview the winner for you guys if they would like to. It's up to their discretion. We can't.
We'll have plenty of interviews today for you guys. One quick tease of phase 2. So it's Assassin. And as we are now rounding into our second lap, just talk about it really briefly. It is a game of capture the flag. We will talk more about the in-depth rules. But whereas phase 1 is more about endurance and kind of long form running, phase 2 is much more about quickness and that kind of burst speed.
Agility.
It's going to be interesting. Agility. It'll be very interesting to see kind of how that translates. And if those people that are, leading the pack right now, those top 6, are they going to be the ones that are doing great in phase 2, or will it be someone else that's just a little quicker?
Right.
Not exactly the best long distance runner.
It's like you said. It's different between how can you endure a run like this? How long does it take you to run 8 miles versus how quick are you? How speed are you? How quick on your feet? Things like that. And so for people that have been asking me about this event and things like that, I've been describing phase 2 as think of flag football. Except there's no ball or field or rules.
Just a battle royale.
It's exactly like flag football.
There's a field.
Yeah, there's a field, I suppose.
Oh,
You're right,
a field. No lines.
Field,
yeah, it's a field. Yeah.
This is insane.
No field. It's floating. We're in the 4th dimension. We'll talk more about obviously phase 2 when we get there, but it's going to be an interesting that one. And by the way, listeners at home, each phase after phase 1. The camera content's going to be a lot different. We're going to be able to see them right in front of us. The action's going to be all right in front of you. So hopefully
there's some more runners coming by this way right now.
Oh, yeah.
And they are moving.
They're cruising, baby. They look great.
They They don't even look tired.
We got the spectators shifting gears, moving around.
They don't even look tired.
How many people have we seen? Couple dozen, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
If that.
Maybe a couple dozen.
And think about what we started
and there's
with.
still hundreds that
there's
need to
so
go.
many coming still.
There's still hundreds that need to make it through. So we're here for the long haul. We are here for the long haul. There are a lot of spectators that are moving over a little bit more to see more. Production is giving us a page right now.
Interesting.
Okay, we have just found out from the production team that the lead pack of 6 that we believed were the lead pack were actually not. There's actually 2 behind the pace car right now who are in the lead. We will be having the drone shot back up for you guys soon, but those 2 are actually the ones that are in the lead right now.
Yeah. 2 are in the lead. 2
are
leading the way.
2 are leading the way. Wow. That pace makes a lot more sense.
It does. I was going to think that's like almost mathematically impossible, the last one. So these guys are running like 540s, which is still extremely quick.
Yes.
And just for comparison too, we're about 23:40 into this race.
Yes.
So if you're running 8-minute miles, we're not going to see you for 9 more minutes. And 8-minute miles that's solid. I feel like that should be able to get you to phase 2.
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
8-minute miles.
8-minute mile will definitely.
And you're still 9 minutes away from going kind of in front of where we are positioned here. So that would have been a blistering quick pace. So yeah,
that would have been nearly inhumanly possible. Yeah. So we can see more competitors are starting to come through this way from our view. We will have a drone shot up for you guys soon, and I believe we will have a close-up camera coming for some of the runners coming by. But they look solid. They look very, very solid.
I'm definitely impressed. I mean, I can't believe that it's just 2. I guess that kind of makes sense that it would be just the 2 people leading the way.
Yeah.
Like, then they just are probably
head to head, neck and neck, back and forth between each other. Really, I think that's the way they're doing. They're probably just pushing each other. Another benefit to not being in front is that you won't get easily lost. That's true. I think that kind of is an important thing because you can get lost in the sauce when it comes down to all these people and the crazy track and things of the sort. If you're in the front, you just follow that pace car. All right, we have a shot coming up from the pace car that is going to show us the front of the pack.
Here we
show
go.
Us what they're rocking with. They're moving.
So that car is basically
solid.
That is the front of the race. That is the shot that we all want to be focusing on. If you want to see who is in the lead and who is going to be potentially a pro hunter. Wow, yeah, 2 people right there at the front leading the way. Unbelievable.
Wow, they are moving. I could not do it. Okay, we're getting some of the contestants coming in, running through, getting ready to pass that lap 1 marker going on. And he's looking strong.
Yeah, bro.
What? He has his AirPods in. What would you be listening to? What you think you playing right now?
Taylor Swift for sure. Folklore.
Little Bad Blood.
Got to calm. No. I'm going calm, very serene. Got to lower the heart rate. You know, like.
See, I'm more of an action type of guy. First off, I am a Swiftie. So I would be going Shake It Off right now. Probably get a little bit more. Yeah, that's my favorite album by Taylor Swift, I'm going to be honest.
Hey,
I'm a Swiftie. People don't believe that, but I am a Swiftie through and through. If you're one of my podcast listeners, you know.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Swiftie, man. But honestly, how many people you think are listening to the Rocky Balboa soundtrack?
I was just going to say, I think that's what I'm picturing. Yeah. That's what I'm picturing. Especially coming up that hill a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect.
Do a little shadow boxing
as you emerge. Yeah. I mean, and we're looking at what? This is up, at least for sure, upper 10%. If not even higher than that. So, and now we're going back to the leaders, as you can see on the board. It's still this pack of 2.
Yes.
So we'll talk about coming down to the wire. If this stays just these 2 together,
they are holding
till the very end.
Let us know if you guys recognize them and you know who those are that are leading the pack.
Yeah, if we can get a cut to the people coming past phase 1, so you guys can see some of your loved ones going past the original check mark for the lap 1. Let us know in the chat if you see anybody that you know.
Yeah, let us know.
Orange
Shout
Alfredo,
them out.
okay. Alfredo Santana and Trunky, they're moving. They're moving. They are moving. Yeah, let us know in the chat. You guys know any of these people coming by?
Got the close up.
Give them a shout out in the chat. Give them a shout out.
Absolutely dialed.
So everyone you're seeing running by, they're running sub 7 miles.
Wow.
Definitely, you would imagine that's in that upper 10, 20% for sure.
Oh, it has to be
coming by.
It has to be.
So most of these folks, you would think, will as long as they can maintain a pace close to this, are going to be locks to advance to phase 2.
And here we go. We have the leaders of the pack, Gon and Killua, going at it 1 and 2. They're moving. They are absolutely moving, looking solid, inhuman. Honestly, I think that's the only thing I can describe it as is inhuman.
Speeding up, if anything.
That's the craziest part. They don't seem tired.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost as if they have not ran miles and miles on end. This is insanity. I've never seen anything like this before.
No, this is very impressive.
They look so solid. They look so solid.
How does it translate to assassin, though?
That's what really matters.
The question.
That's the crazy
man,
phase 1 is 1 phase. There's 4 more to go.
But they're going to be done. They're going to be,
right?
they're going to have
How
so much
cooked are
time.
you? Yeah.
And we don't
do get to rest.
We won't know until it's actually happening how much real time is in between phases. But if you finish first, obviously, so much time to rest.
Oh, they might have an hour off.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Okay.
We have a massive
update.
Chat, get ready for this one, chat. So they have acknowledged, noted, got them on camera, all of the corner cutters, and they will be eliminated, disqualified from the Hunter Association exams. Every single person that you saw cutting a corner, if that is your family member, they are out. I am so sorry to let you know.
I was rooting for all the cutter corners out there, man.
Just give them a ring right now. Call them right now. Say, go home, honey. It is over for you.
I was rooting for them. That would have been me out there. That would have been me. I definitely would have cut a corner.
And here we were encouraging bending the rules, that there are no
everyone's
rules.
doing it.
I mean,
I was encouraging it.
I was too.
Oh, man. The corner cutters, they've been cut out.
Yeah, turns out that's detrimental to your participation in today's games.
That is going to drastically change the percentage.
I really hope 1 and 2 did not cut any corners.
You would certainly hope not.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh my God.
You go out here and you run sub 6 miles, and then you don't get to
you're done.
Yeah, I would.
No, I don't think so.
I would turn into Hisoka at the first Hunter exams, man.
I'll be honest. When we saw the shots, it seemed like people that were in the middle of the pack that were kind of trying to catch up a little bit.
You wonder how many people that even is. Like, is it like 10 people or is it like 80 people?
It looked like
close.
A lot. My estimate would probably be around 50.
Yeah.
If production could get us an update on that, we'll let you guys know, because the corner cutters are.
And we're gonna keep an eye on that too, because there was that portion of the trail was relatively early on, right? And so, like, are the participants aware that that's rule now?
I doubt it.
Or I wonder,
because people, I'm sure, like we were saying, a lot of people probably saw that happen the first time and are like, oh, I'm definitely doing that next time.
I do want to point out,
by
the way,
need an update on that. Yeah.
On the shot that you guys are seeing of the lead car, the pace car, the 2 front runners, there now is one singular lead. Obviously, those 2 are at the very front, but there was a bit of a difference between the 2. We now have a huge pack rounding out lap 1.
Huge pack coming through. They looking solid, though. They don't look stressed. We have some walkers coming in, too.
How many cutters we got here?
Oh, man. I can't believe it, bro. I like the cutters. Chat, how do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about the cutters getting eliminated? I think it's thinking outside the box to cut corners. Yeah, I think it was thinking outside the box. But, I mean, for the people who aren't, it's kind of unfair. How hot is it out here? It's not hot today.
Currently 61 and cloudy.
It's going to get hotter, though.
Pretty nice running conditions.
It's supposed to get hotter as the day goes on.
Yeah, and right now, guys, we're coming up on 32 minutes. So
cut the cutters.
Just some quick math on my side. That's an 8-minute mile pace according on this 8-mile course.
Very solid.
2 laps each.
Yeah.
4 miles a lap.
Yeah, that's solid, I think.
Yeah, it should still be, right? I mean, you would think that these are predominantly going to be phase 2 qualifiers that we're seeing on the screen.
I would say so. Yeah. I would say so. I'm wondering how many people are going to pick up the pace. How many people are feeling like they're at the end of their rope. We'll have to see. Hey, he's dressed like Gon with the green shorts.
There you go.
I'm excited to see whenever we see some of those families we saw, like the father-son.
Yeah, I would love to see some where the kids are at. We haven't seen any young kids come
adolescents.
Through.
Nope.
And are they still together? My ultimate question.
I think you have to stay together with your kids. But if you don't, that would be a boss move. That would be a boss move. All right, we got the front runners coming up again. We got an aerial shot. It's looking good, man. It's looking good. How you guys feeling? What's considered cutting a corner? So if you guys had saw earlier in the stream in some of the drone shots, there are some deep bends within the course. There have been people who, instead of going through the bend, have cut directly through and made their own path to go through, especially at the beginning of the race. And those people who have done that will now be eliminated.
More specifically, too, it was right next to those that were not cutting corners. So
Yeah.
they were literally passing people that were
Yeah.
following along the trail. And
Yeah.
so some of the course is a bit more off-trail, off-road, where there are no corners to cut. It's just like a straightaway of like uphill grass. But there is an area where there is a clear trail to follow, and it were those people. And the chat, if you were here the entire time, you saw it. We all pointed
It
it out.
was abundantly clear.
We saw it.
Who was
We all
doing
saw
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also wondering, the chat is wondering how people are getting caught. Well, we have drone shots. There are multiple examiners out on the course, plenty of volunteers here who are all paying attention. Everything here is monitored.
Right.
Essentially, it is the examiners seeing not even just all of the camera angles and being like, you're disqualified.
You wonder, though, could they have caught all of them?
I mean, it is interesting. From the production note that we got earlier, it was like, we've got faces.
Yeah.
So I guess a face leads to a number, leads to a name.
Yep. So sounds safe to me. This now you're seeing, it's back to the pace car and the leaders. Production just in our ear was telling us that the pace car seems to have slowed its pace pretty considerably. Again, so we should be, these guys, it's still just 2 at the front, right, guys? And then they should be about halfway through lap 2. So it should be kind of flirting with about a 6, like mile 6 or so at this point.
I think it's kind of expected for the pace car to be slowing their pace. I mean, who are they competing with at this point? There's only the 2 of them in the front.
That's probably what they're thinking.
You know, why burn out all my energy when we can just work together, conserve our time? No one has to go all out right here. Like, let's just chill out. We have people in the chat saying that the pace car is cutting. If you're following the pace car, then you're all good here. But
well, as we were saying earlier too, so we're expecting, approximately 400 people to advance from phase 1. Earlier, there's no benefit from finishing first place, I guess, besides bragging rights, of course. Or finishing, let's say, 7th place, to finishing 399. So you might as well slow up the pace a little bit, and that's what the leaders are considering as well, as we're seeing on the screen here. Got some walkers, guys. I feel like
we're cutting back. We have walkers.
Looks like a concession.
What you're seeing now kind of seems to be like the reset point from lap 1 to lap 2, where we have spectators, family members that are here on site, like getting handed things, handing them things. And I feel like this is kind of like the spot to, if you're going to walk, this is the spot to walk. But man, you can't walk for very long. There's only so many spots. There's only so many people that are going to move on to phase 2. You got to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
And
I mean, some of the people, if
Spider-Man mask, had to shut him out.
Hey,
Anyone can wear the mask.
if we're just being honest here, I mean, this isn't easy. This isn't easy. It's expected that some people will start to break their spirit, start to slow down a little bit more. I mean, it's going to happen. It's natural. This is an 8-mile run. They're 4 miles into it. You're going to get tired.
What's this guy dressed up as?
Let's see.
Oh, man.
What are we looking at here?
To be honest with you, I have no idea what
Shirtless
character he
mummy?
is. I don't know that character.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. We are going to get a drone shot from the middle of the pack. They're going to show us a little bit more. Hey, we got Ostay Kwan in the chat. What up, Kwan?
Yeah, we got people walking, people jogging. It's interesting. I feel like if I was in this situation, you'd have to just be sitting there thinking, where am I at?
Yeah.
Right? Can I make it into the top half of this? The top 40% obviously is what they need to be. And by the way, a lot of people running right now, actually pretty much all of them, don't know that the math's changed a little bit, because there are going to be people that are in the top 40% that will be disqualified. And that's going to be really interesting, by the way, I don't know if they're going to change how the end's going to work with the counting.
Yeah.
Because how are you going to already know who's disqualified, basically not count them if they're in that top 40%? That's going to be really interesting to see how they do that. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, but maybe the examiners will be pretty harsh about it. Take the top 40, and of that 40%, disqualify a few of them, and that's just simply it. I don't know.
That kind of goes into what we were talking about a little bit earlier in the stream with your mental fortitude to just continue. Even if you think that you have not made it, with these new disqualifications we're finding out,
Keep going.
You might have, if you give up thinking, hey, I'm 60%, there's no way I can do it. And then, I mean, I'm sure it's not 20% who are getting disqualified, but if 20% didn't get disqualified and you would have made it, you're going to be living the rest of your life like, oh my gosh, if I just would have crossed that finish line, if I would have just went a little bit harder at the end, I could have made it, man. I could have made it. But we got some more walkers coming through here. We got some joggers. People are still looking solid, though.
Absolutely.
We got some thumbs up. All right.
Push through, baby. Push through.
Push through.
Let's do it.
You got to. You have to.
So still the folks that you're seeing on the screen that are passing by, this is about the halfway point. This is really close to where we're positioned. And the halfway point is about 4 miles into this 8 mile run.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on 39 minutes into this. So we're coming close to the cutoff, guys. We might be past it already. You know, who's to say really where we're at? But the folks that we're seeing there are going to be right on that fringe. And this is more of the folks that are a little bit further out ahead that we're seeing now.
Yeah, most definitely. I think this point right now that we're seeing is probably around where the cutoff is going to be. So if you're at this point and further, you got to pick up the pace. You got to pick up the pace if you want to make it. I think that's the only option at this point. But they're looking strong. They're giving it their all. And I give massive kudos to everybody who's out there because I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here at the desk. It's easy to talk about it from home, easy to talk about it from the seat, but only the ones who are out there can really judge themselves. Matter of fact, let me lace up my shoes and go get out there.
It's time to catch up.
Yeah, let me catch up, man. Let me catch the pace car. Lap everybody here.
There were a few people we had the free packages for, and there was one guy specifically who he was talking about, I think he's an expecting father, and he's like, yeah, man, I got to get some dad lore. Like, I got to just go do this just to get some dad lore. And I'm like,
dad lore is important.
I think they call that aura, which is what they're all after out here.
That is aura, man. That is aura.
In the chat, let us know if you have a loved one, like kind of like, you know, maybe a couple words and just like why they're doing this, maybe just beyond being a fan. Because I think there's like a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different training regimens. I know one of the examiners talked to us about how many people reached out to him when it became, you were mentioning it earlier, Zach, how it was such a small event initially and how it's blown up so much. You know,
unbelievable.
Those that are just like fans of Hunter x Hunter saw TikToks and videos be like, wait, what? There's a in real life Hunter Association exam happening? And so many people worked and trained. There was a Reddit page, so many people trying to just get in shape to do this, right? Weren't there. There are a lot of people here that have been at events like this before, but I think there is just as much equally people that have never done anything like this before and worked their tail off to get here today to try to make something they would never normally do, right? Something they wouldn't participate in typically, being in this kind of like physical fitness thing, that have really worked to be here. And those are the people I'm rooting for most, I think.
Totally agree. And we talked about it at the top of the broadcast is how do you prepare for something like this?
Right.
It's so ambiguous and so unclear in terms of what it is you're actually getting yourself into. They know the 5 phases by basically name only. Which is about what we knew when we kind of got involved. Of course, we know a lot more now.
Right.
But so that's kind of what we talked about in terms of how you train for something like this. And the easiest way is to run. You knew there was a run, and you knew that was phase 1.
Yeah.
And here we are in the middle of phase 1, and we're starting to see people kind of fall off a little bit as we hit the halfway point. And so, as far that was really the only way you could prepare.
It's the only way.
Yeah.
It's the only way to prepare. And what I would love to find out is how many people here are here because they're athletes and they've done things maybe they've never seen Hunter x Hunter a day in their life, but they're just athletes and they want to try it. And how many people maybe have never ran this far at all in their life, but they're like, hey, I just love the show and I want to do it. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to the chat. A couple people in here said they think I could do it.
You could
do it. We all could do it, guys.
I mean,
we say
could,
that. It's easy to say from where we are.
There's a reason why we're
want
here.
to do that. Do I want to? I like being here. This is
a little
more fun for me.
A little more fun to
shout out
to
Allied
be
Strong
in
11, by the way, in the chat.
We also have some more people. This is actually probably about the 10th time this has been asked in the chat. People want to know what aura is. What is aura?
What is aura, Malcolm?
I think the best way to describe aura is when you just have that energy. People can sense it from you. They can feel just the level of determination, just the spirit that's coming off of you. You know it when you see it. You know when you're walking up the street and you see a guy and you're like, man, that guy just has aura. I can feel his aura, his power of his presence. You know,
and it's also what everyone here is after today.
Oh,
so that's the
all
distinguishing of
today.
hunter classes. For being a pro hunter, so there's all these classes here on the Hunter Association website.
Yeah.
E class, D class, C, B, A, and S, and you can enter S class when you get up to over 8,500 aura points, and so. Might take a little while to get there,
aura,
even for the people who win this today. But there are different classes of aura. But of course, aura is it's a wide-ranging word for our purposes today.
Everybody in the chat, man, we're all working on getting our aura up day by day, man, day by day, trying to gain them aura
Constant
points,
grind.
man. That's what we do.
By the way, shout out our production team getting us some
All right.
shots.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we have the finishers.
Here we go. We got the finishers.
This
Let's
is
go.
getting intense, man. They've been moving this whole time. They deserve it.
Wow.
They
The
have
spectators
earned
are
it,
lining
man.
up.
The spectators are lining up to see them. They've earned it, man. They've earned it. They have pushed themselves to the
If we
absolute
could get
limit.
those top guys over here ASAP, that would be phenomenal for our stream to talk to them, interview
most
them
definitely.
about what they've been up to, how they pace themselves, and
They've
if
been
they
working, man.
cheated. Did they cut corners? The biggest question of the day.
Did they cut corners? This whole day is starting to come down to who cut corners and who didn't.
We need corner cutter like cones of shame for everyone.
Yeah, it's some corner cutter wristbands,
Some
man.
different wristbands, yeah.
Oh, man.
There was a chat. Zach, our running aficionado, probably has this. What are the top guys pacing at?
Yeah, so right now the clock that I have in front of me is right around just under 45 minutes.
Wow.
And so we got the finishers approaching right now. So yeah, I mean,
unheard of.
that's
man.
flying, right?
What's that mile-wise?
Yeah, let's do some quick math. Why don't we?
Comes down to
All right, math
is
in the
that?
chat. Give me some math.
Fives and
yeah, it's like
sixes.
5s and 6s, man.
Yeah.
5s and 6s.
Flying.
They are absolutely moving. Yeah, I know I wouldn't be finishing that fast. I can tell you that. I can tell you that for sure.
Kiki says, Zach, I have a question. What's the question, Kiki? Just let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, man, we got a lot of Trunky fans in here, man. I'm one of them. Y'all got a Trunky fan right here.
Yeah, Trunky, he's filming everything, by the way. He's going to have a full video.
Is he
up.
really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. He's had a camera in his hand the entire way.
I haven't seen NC
Only way
Hammer
to
out
do
here
it.
today, but I've been looking for him, man. I've been rooting for Nick, man. Shout out Nick Connors if we have any Nick Connors fans out here.
I forget his name. It'll probably come to me later, but someone that had a prepackaged story. He was the guy, he wore glasses, and I think he had like the giant sword. I forget his name, but I think he was running today in like a Birkenstock style shoe.
Yes,
and
I did
was like,
see
what?
him. I've seen a lot of the prepackaged people. I believe Lorian is here today.
Yep.
There's a lot of people who are just really getting after it, man.
Plenty of people are actually asking, is year 2 confirmed? Is year 2 happening? We sure hope so.
Yeah.
And
Nothing
by the way,
confirmed.
nothing is confirmed.
Yeah.
Nothing is confirmed.
I would love to be here, man.
Absolutely nothing is confirmed, but locations, I think if we did do another one, if the examiners decided to do another Hunter Association exam, it would not be here specifically. It would be at a different location. Try to get different people to come out, and also maybe you at home to come out and compete next time, or those that don't win, because whoever wins, they can come back as examiners next time. It'll be a really cool inaugural class.
Yes.
But those that don't make it, that don't end up being one of the top, come back next time, right?
You competing next time?
Absolutely not.
Getting out
Are
there?
you? You're the one. The chat's calling for Malcolm to.
I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why they're calling for me to compete, because I might disappoint some of you guys out there.
No, you will find me here. You will find me here next time, hopefully.
Oh, man. I'm down for year 2. We got a lot of people, man. A lot of people. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be epic. This is going to be great. What are the Hunter missions after they qualify? We can't tell you yet, but you'll know. Man, we got some people rooting with me out here. Okay. Shout out to the people rooting for me in the chat, but you guys will not see me
Malcolm
running.
can do it, man. I agree. What was the question they had about the rules?
I didn't see a rule question.
Oh,
I may
okay.
have missed it. Get this man an interview. Yeah, we will. So we have people going to get interviews. After they win, they need some time to take a break, think. They've been asked if they want to, they will come over here. I believe the production team is currently looking for the winners to bring us.
And
we can interview.
We have plenty of time as well.
Yeah, there will be plenty of time.
Do we have people that have crossed the finish line yet?
Yes, we do.
We did?
Yeah. We have had winners who have come through, and it has been
Sleep at the wheel over here. Yeah, so yeah, if that's the case, then that's right around 5:30s, 5:40s
Unbelievable.
I can't do that.
for the leaders.
Can't wait to talk to them.
Also, we got some more overhead shots of the drone. We got a massive pack who's running right now. Will there be frequent trips to the Dark Continent? I sure hope not. I sure hope not. Oh, man. Is there a cutoff time for the 8 or where they disqualify? We're not sure yet. We're waiting to hear from production. This is a huge production, and we are updating you guys with as much information as we can.
Hey, congratulations.
All right. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. Come take a seat with us. Come take a seat with us, man. throw
right
the
here.
headset
Up
on.
the headset.
Yeah, feel free.
You gotta get my good side.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Yeah.
after that, bro, every side's a good side. You killing
Dude,
this.
you were cooking out there.
Thank
Very
you. I
impressive.
appreciate that.
What's
Yeah.
your name?
My name's Alfredo Santana.
Alfredo
like the
Santana.
sauce, Santana like Carlos.
Dude,
yeah, man.
you're not tired.
No,
You're not out of breath. How did you train for this?
Just woke up and kind of just did it today. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm like,
woke up like this.
I'm a track guy, so I did track and field in college and professionally. So I'm a runner by heart. So yeah,
Wow.
I know this was my phase. I had to represent for everybody. Back in Puerto Rico, back in Philadelphia. Love all my people.
So you traveled from Philly for this today?
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. So there were two of you up at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know him?
No,
Or-
I didn't, but I got to know him really well. We were talking for about 4 miles, and we
talking.
Yeah, we even made
Conversational pace.
Yeah, we even
This is crazy.
we even said that like at some point, we didn't want to just like do the whole holding hands, crossing the finish line type thing. So are we allowed to curse?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I won't.
This is Twitch. So.
I'll keep it.
You
I'll
can
keep
curse
it
on
PG.
Twitch. I don't know if the Hunters Association.
Yeah,
wants
sorry,
us
no,
to
I
do that.
won't,
Yeah.
just out of respect. But yeah, no. So I mean, we didn't want to do the whole holding hands thing,
Yeah.
crossing the finish line. So I was like, all right, let's make this an honest race. At around like mile 2 or so, we'll start cooking, and that's what we did. And
Nice.
I mean, he's still take nothing away from him. He's still. I'm really excited to see what he does in the next couple phases because he looks like he's ready. Yeah.
Now, we were talking to the production team, too, and they reached out to us around mile 5 or 6, and they said, it looks like the pace is slowing a little bit. Was that happening? Was the pace slowing? Or were you guys just like, because like we were talking about during that phase, there's really no difference between finishing first or second or third in this versus finishing
Absolutely
like
right.
300.
Except for the bragging rights.
Except for bragging rights.
And that's
which
what I
you-
wanted.
which
I'm
you
a
certainly
competitor
have.
at heart,
Yeah.
man.
There
I'm
you
a
go.
competitor.
Yeah, then
So-
you came to the right place.
Yeah. So no, I mean the pace didn't slow down tremendously, I don't think, but I wanted to make sure because that back part is where the hills were at, right? So you want to stay steady through that. You want to I ran cross country in college, so
Right.
I this is kind of my element, right? So I kind of know what to look for. I know to run the tangents. I know to kind of run hard down the hills, make sure you're still honest effort up the hill. So it's kind of just a bit of that. But because the back end was kind of rolling, that's going to be expected. The pace drops a little bit naturally.
Most
It's
definitely.
hard to do like that, back and forth.
Now, there's a
pace.
huge controversy going on with this race where there were people that were cutting corners, and some of them are going to be disqualified. Did you see anything? You were way far ahead. You probably didn't
Probably
see
have
anything.
anything behind you.
Yeah.
If you're cutting corners, you don't deserve to be a hunter. That's my opinion.
Hey.
You heard it from the man himself.
Yeah.
No cutting corners to becoming a hunter. Am I right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Wow.
at the end of the day, they're gone. So hey,
Yeah.
you did it. You did it without cutting corners. Are you a fan of Hunter x Hunter?
Of course, man. Why else am I here?
Hey,
Why-
let me know. Give me your top three.
Top three
Top three
hunters?
hunters. Top three hunters.
Ah,
Or just
man.
characters in general. Give me your top
I mean,
three.
I could go top 3 like strength or the top 3 like favorite
Nah, I want
characters.
favorite. I want favorite.
I mean, everybody goes Gon. I mean, Gon, he's the epitome of what a hunter is. He's stubborn, he's hard-headed, but he's like determined, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
gotta love
he's number
Gon.
1. This is gonna be controversial, but Hisoka, man, Hisoka's my dude, man.
God.
He's a killer, right? He is a competitor at heart, right? Like he wants to take all the freaky stuff away from him. He's like he wants to fight the strongest person. He wants to have that title, strongest.
Right.
So he wants to fight the strongest. If you're weak, he doesn't have any interest in you. So I say Hisoka number 2, and you got to go Old Man Commissioner, man. Old Man Commissioner number
Shout
3.
out my boy Netero.
Yeah, Netero, man. He's different.
Yeah.
I wish I saw him when he was at his peak. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he was,
Before
he was
we
training.
talk to second place coming up, what are you expecting for phase 2?
I'm expecting it to be hard. I came here. I want to by the end. I want to be like, yeah, I need to take off for a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
the expectation. Can I do a shout out before I finish?
Absolutely.
First of all, shout out Brietta. I love you. That's my girlfriend.
Awesome.
Kellen, if you're watching, Makoa is my son. Both are my sons. Kellen 7. Makoa was just born in October. I
Congratulations.
love y'all to death. Thank y'all so much. Everybody else who's watching, I do this for y'all. I do this for Puerto Rico. PR papi en la casa, ya tú sabes. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hey,
All right.
most definitely, man.
Yeah.
We'll probably see you a little bit later on.
All right, appreciate y'all.
You're
All right,
awesome.
Have a good one.
We'll
Yep.
be on the lookout.
Dude, you killed it. You killed it.
Now we got second place coming in.
Man, chat is love, man.
So
he
much love. So much love.
Absolutely killed that, bro.
Thank you all for being here today.
Absolutely killed that.
Here we
What's
go.
up, man? Let's do it. Come on, throw the headset on. Talk with us. Chat, throw some questions. Any questions you guys want to hear, let us know.
Questions.
How you feeling, man? You're not sounding tired or nothing.
I'm not that tired. I'm not going to lie. Just another day running.
What's your name?
Will.
Last name?
Hannah Leverett.
All right, let's go.
How'd you prepare for this?
So I run a lot. I run every day. I'm running like 70 miles a week right now.
Wow.
Yesterday.
So 8's pretty easy in that respect.
Yeah. It was. I was
you.
expecting like 15, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
That's a lot of people were saying.
Yeah. No, I was surprised when he said 8. I was like, all right, cool. Just another day.
It's chill for you.
Yeah.
Very nonchalant, man.
Yeah, coming off some tired legs. Yesterday I did a workout. I did a 5x1 mile with 60-second rest.
Wow.
Needless to say, the last rep was under 5. So we are
the day before you thought it was going to be a 15-mile run.
Yeah.
You wanted to do that.
Yeah,
Right
you know,
on.
I got to train.
Heck yeah.
Chat, y'all wanted to know what aura is? These two that we just interviewed.
They've got some aura.
That's what aura is. That is the definition of aura.
Yeah.
That is crazy. You're a Hunter x Hunter fan yourself?
Yeah, man, I love that. That was one of my favorite animes.
I gotta ask, who are your top 3 favorite hunters?
Top 3 favorite hunters.
Top
Can I
3.
throw Miriam in there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
That's the GOAT.
Miriam for sure. We gotta throw Gon in there.
Of course.
Just because of how like crazy that whole the Chimera Ant arc was.
Best arc in anime.
And then number 3, Kurapika, of course.
Everybody
man of
loves
vengeance.
Kurapika. I haven't heard any Killua fans out there. Chat, where the Killua fans?
Kilo, but number 4 for sure.
So you were at the front of the pack hanging out with Alfredo.
Yeah.
How was that running with him? And then he mentioned you guys decided to race one another for the last few
Yeah,
months.
we were just chopping it up, just chilling, and then like he's like, you know what, we should probably pick it up, make it like a real honest effort. I was like, yeah, for sure, let's go for it.
That's just so casual. Talk about aura.
We're
That's
talking to the top 1% of the 1% for this phase.
That's
so
it,
there
right?
you go.
This is the 1%.
Yeah. So what are you expecting for phase 2? What's the expectation?
They're talking about flag football. I've heard a bit about that.
Flag-ish football.
Flag-ish football.
That's what I was saying.
Sounds about right.
Flag-ish flag ball, pretty much.
Yep.
Hopefully my agility's there because
That's
I
it.
would imagine that's what you need.
Yeah,
But,
this is going to be, the next phase is definitely going to be a phase of agility. Chat, do we have any questions for our number 2 finisher?
Well, first off, we're getting a lot of shouts out. These 2 first ones definitely have the aura. The aura is definitely present.
No doubt.
These are the top 2.
How confident do you feel about the other?
I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel like I work out a lot. I climb trees for fun.
Okay.
You know, I do a lot of things that are like athletically inclined.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's what I try to be. I think my peak is like running, but like second hand is like everything else.
Okay.
You know?
Do you have any rivalry going on with Alfredo? Are you going to be looking out for him in the later rounds, or maybe trying to take him out in the later rounds?
I mean, he's definitely going to be up there for sure.
Okay.
He's a good competitor, so I'd imagine, I'll see him in the final round.
Yeah, I'm sure he welcomes it.
That was one of the questions in the chat. Another one was just basically like your prep, but then also, there was a really good one in here. Oh, the cheat rule. Yeah, we got to always bring that up.
Yeah.
So there's a big controversy that happened where people were cutting corners. And they're gonna be
for real?
disqualified.
Yeah, they're going to be disqualified.
Yeah,
Okay.
you probably didn't see any of that because
No.
you were in the front. Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting to see at the very end. Like, we don't know how it's going to be revealed to them, like, because apparently they have faces and names, and they're going to basically say, like, you are disqualified at the end of the race. But yeah, we saw on our cameras here on the broadcast, bunch of people cutting. Like, it was at the very beginning of the race.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
lot
I
of
fell at
cutters.
the beginning. Yeah, I got
Really?
trampled. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, no kidding.
And
Yeah.
still,
And you got to the front
yeah,
spot.
like I fell because I'm used to like running in spikes. So
Sure,
I
yeah.
went out like with that in mind, just straight slipped. Then like people fell on top of me. I was like, oh,
you're
man.
kidding me.
Wow.
We missed that, I think.
So yeah, that was the start.
So how long did it take you to join Alfredo at the front then?
Probably like 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It's not that bad. You recovered well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was it's fine.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on the corner cutting? Do you think that they should be disqualified, or do you think they should stay in?
I feel like they should be disqualified if they get caught.
Okay.
Oh, well, it
I
was
kinda-
abundantly clear.
But yeah, like if you see someone right there cutting, you're out.
We've
But, like,
got footage, too.
We've- yeah,
Yeah.
we got
there was a
receipts.
drone. I saw
Yeah,
a drone.
dude,
Oh,
drone.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
pretty
You'll
hard.
see it all on stream.
The drone saw it all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like the people who got caught should be cut. But you know what? If you did it without getting caught, kudos to you, I guess. You had a better plan than everyone else.
Epic, man. Epic, bro. We appreciate you so
Yeah.
much for pulling up. Dude, we're looking forward to you in the later
Best of luck.
rounds.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
yeah,
see you
yeah,
again
yeah.
soon. Yeah, good luck in phase
Oh,
2.
shout out my mom. I know she's watching.
Yeah.
Man. Hey, listeners, you guys were asking viewers, I say listeners because I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
But
No, I hear you.
y'all were asking what aura is. We just taught y'all.
We just
man.
witnessed it.
They showed us aura. They showed us the true definition of aura.
So let's reshift now back into, those are the top 2. Those are the 1%, best of the best. But now we're getting into the nitty gritty. What time are we at? Where are we at with the race? Obviously, I've seen some great shots we've had from our camera crew.
Hitting the hour right now.
Hitting the hour. So we've had some great shots of like that finish line location and area, and people are definitely gathering around. We have a really great shot over to our left. It's basically to our left. We see the final stretch of people coming through, and there is a bunch streaming through right now. We will let you guys know when we have more knowledge in terms of who's not going to make it, when the cutoff is, because that's pretty much the lookout we're on. Obviously, we've talked to the best of the best, the top competitors here so far in terms of they're here to compete. They were talking the whole time, basically laughing. It was a bit of a joke to them. And that's not the case for the rest of the people, right? Everyone else here is fighting really hard to get through.
They fall hard.
And it's going to be amazing to see who makes the cut. Obviously, I mentioned before, rooting for those that, these aren't who we just spoke to. Those aren't the professional runners, essentially, that are just really trying to
percenters.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see some people who aren't professionals, have no background, got up off their couch and came here today. That is what I'm looking for. That is what I'm looking for.
By the way, you guys could just see on the chat before the previous shot of us that rope there. So that is that rope on the ground that they're crossing over. So when they hit that marker, right now we do not know what that number is, nor do we know where we are in that number, but we will let you guys know as soon as we possibly can. But it'll be pretty easy because hopefully we'll get that shot where the rope will go up and there will be no one else to pass through.
That's going to hurt so bad, man. That's going to hurt. We're going to try to get you guys an interview with Trunky.
We'll get Trunky.
As soon as we possibly can. Yeah, we'll get Trunky over. Yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
Come on over. We have another interviewee. Go ahead, throw the headset on.
That's all right. Welcome in,
man. What's your name?
My name's Vic Rivera, or Bell. I go on YouTube by Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, pull that up a little bit. There we go.
Now we can hear it.
We just want everyone to hear it.
Yeah.
How you feeling after the race?
So funny thing actually happened. Second lap, 3/4 almost done. I tripped. I did like 3 rolls. And I just continued sprinting. So my ankle hurts a little bit.
Oh, no.
But I'm completely used to it. I play soccer and all that stuff. People step on my ankles all the time. But honestly, it slowed me down. I really wanted to finish like top 15.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't do it because of that.
Hey.
Yeah, it slowed me down by like 5 people. And I was like, God dang it, bro.
Top 40%. You still qualify for phase 2.
You qualify.
That's
what matters.
Survive in advance.
I got like represent kilo with the kilo drip,
My
right?
God.
Yeah. Watch
you
the
know
show.
What I'm saying?
Watch the show like 5 times. Read the manga. Bro, manga is so hard to read. Like
it's just like a book.
You're just reading a book at that point.
Like
but even then, sometimes they just go on and on about Nen. You need to know about enhancement, all the 5 Nen types, and I'm all like, I totally understand this completely.
That's the tough part, man. That's the tough part.
Yeah.
So we have a controversy that's been going on. There have been some people who cut. As you saw, there were some of the bends, and there were people who have gone.
So another thing, I am like completely blind, can only see like 5 feet in front of me.
Wow.
But I hate running in glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So the entire time I had to make sure, okay, as long as there's like a couple people in front of me, I will see their silhouettes, just follow them and all that stuff.
Right.
So, but I will say, everyone who was in front of me, I did not see them cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the cutters, they will be disqualified.
They will be disqualified.
How do you feel about that? Do you think they should be? Do you think they shouldn't?
You know what? I don't think so, because in the show, people cheat all the time during the hunter test.
Kilo had a skateboard, man.
Yeah, he had a skateboard. Okay, first things first, I skate. How does he skate on just ground like that? That defy all laws of physics.
That's aura, bro.
Just aura right there.
That's aura.
But yeah, personally, I think, because think about it, okay, if they cheat, or if they really finish in the top 40%, maybe some will, maybe some won't. But like, in the hunter exam, anything goes in the show.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? The guy in the very beginning poisoning people with drinks.
Yeah,
All that
Tompa.
stuff. Yeah, Tompa. Yeah. I hated him.
I haven't seen any of that yet today.
Haven't seen it. Yeah.
No
luckily.
poison.
Yeah, luckily.
That's lucky we haven't seen anything like
The
that.
day is young.
It's only phase 1. Yeah, there's
only phase
plenty of
1.
time.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about phase 2?
What was phase 2 again? It is the
It's Assassin. It's going to be some. We're going to dive into the rules later, obviously, you know, when it's actually going to start up.
I purposely went in blind. I did not want to know anything. All I needed to know was the date, what time I had to be here, and what I'm going to wear.
Oh,
I
So
did
you
not
didn't even know phase 1 was a run. Or did you?
I kind of sort of just inferred from like the show and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I run marathons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So
it's a good place to start for today.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
However, the hills. Oh, I hate hills so much.
Yeah. Who likes them?
How is the terrain overall?
So because it rained yesterday, it did affect the terrain quite a bit.
Oh.
Everything was quite mushy. My shoes just kept on seeping into the ground. But like, you just got to deal with it at that point. Yeah.
By the way, Josh in the chat is rooting for you and wants to know your full name.
My full name?
Yeah.
Victor Jesus Quintino Rivera Garcia.
There you go,
Yeah,
Josh.
that's my full name. Just call me
That's who
Bell.
you're rooting for.
Yeah, just call me Bell.
I love it.
You're a Hunter fan, obviously. I've been
Oh, yeah.
asking everybody this. Give me your top 3 favorite characters.
My top 3. So number 1, of course, Killua,
My
without a
boy.
doubt. All right.
Hey, shout out Killua.
Number 2, Miriam.
Love Marijuana.
Yeah, it's like the dynamic between him going from a monster to becoming a human. Insane.
Heartwarming.
And then my third favorite, what's his name? I'm trying to remember. Kite. Yeah, Kite's my. Kite's
Oh,
up
shout
there.
out Kite, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
it's
Kite.
on-
We haven't had anybody say Kite yet.
Yeah, that's right. My friend loves scythe characters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this is to my boy K-Mitz, Kyron. Give me a shout out for Kite. I know you love him.
Epic. Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to say?
Let's see. You can follow me on YouTube. It's Jet Bell, JETTBELL. Shout out to
Anyone watching you right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I did not tell anyone I was coming. I told my
So they're probably not.
so I'm here completely alone.
Hey.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, Josh in the chat room.
Thank you, Josh. I love you, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told my family. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to Washington. They're like, what? And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go run a marathon. Don't worry about it. And then my friends are like, hey, yo, are you busy this weekend? I'm in Washington right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Visiting from where?
I'm coming from Texas.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So wait. You flew to a whole other state without telling anybody what you were up to?
No. Yeah.
Hey, that's horrible.
I did not.
love it.
I'm gonna be honest.
That's Aura.
First time coming to Washington too. So
Hey.
Wow.
don't know what
welcome
I'm
to the
doing
city.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, what you are doing is advancing into phase 2. And on
Exactly.
your way to be a pro hunter. So congratulations.
That's the goal. That's
Yeah.
the goal.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we'll
hope
talk
to
to
see
you
you
again
make it all
soon.
the way, man.
Yeah. Thanks for
I'm
stopping
excited to
by.
be here. Thank you all for inviting me.
Yeah,
Most
of
definitely,
course. Yeah.
man.
We'll see you after phase 2.
And
Yeah.
make sure to sub to his YouTube, guys.
Rest up. Rest up.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you all. Goodbye.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, man. This guy is not giving up. He's walking, but he has not given
Pushing
up.
through. I love this, man. This is what I was
That's
talking
what
about
matters,
earlier.
man.
Like those that are not professionals, those that didn't run cross country in college, don't run all the time, don't run marathons regularly. Those that came out just trying to push through, trying to finish, trying to prove something to themselves, you know? And like, I know this competition, once we get into the next phases, is going to be about proving it to the Hunter Association and becoming a pro hunter, hopefully. But I love those out here that are just trying to prove something to themselves
They're
and just
just
trying to
proving it
improve themselves.
man. And that's what is really beautiful. People who don't, that maybe you have never ran before, you've never done this, but you're just giving it your all, and you get points for that, you know? Aura point. You get an aura just for crossing that finish line, whether you're in first or dead last. If you got out here and did it, you're lapping me. You're
Absolutely.
lapping me sitting here
Yeah,
at this
yeah,
chair,
yeah.
you know? They're lapping everybody at home.
We're not doing a thing.
Exactly.
I love it. We had a lot of people. I think dare I say, we're getting kind of close to
I
the
think
cutoff.
we're getting
I'm not
close.
sure. I'd love to get a time update,
Getting
but
a
I
shot,
really,
man. Getting a shot. This is going to be crazy. York New is better than the Chimera Ant arc. I highly disagree with that. The Chimera Ant arc is the greatest arc in all of anime. And I will argue with anybody about that at any time.
such
We're-
assertion.
We're coming up on 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 30 seconds.
That's impressive
Okay.
still. That 8 hours
Yeah.
in 1 hour 11?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Can you check
man.
if Evan Barnes finished yet? Yes, we can, sort of, maybe. We'll find out for
It
you.
looks as though Lorian Dean finished.
Okay.
Awesome, awesome.
Oh, you saw him?
Yeah, I saw him on the camera.
Oh,
It
cool.
looks as though he is finished.
And we have not hit the cutoff yet.
Yeah, no, we have not.
haven't hit the
we are
cutoff yet.
actively looking for the
And
cutoff.
you got to figure it's
I need a
coming up
pro-
so soon.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Hopefully, we will have an update soon as to how. Because, by the way, we don't know the final total of who's going to be in phase 2. That's going to be
Yeah.
a whole other conversation
Yep.
for how many are left after this phase. It'll also be interesting just here on site. Beautiful, beautiful farm location. Who sticks around, right? Who hangs out? Like,
Yeah.
if you didn't make the cut, will you just stay all day? Will people head out?
Yeah.
Will they just tune into the stream? Who knows? But we're happy you're here.
I wonder how many people are Just like if they didn't make it, they're just like, you know what? I'm going home. I'm done. Like, just forget it, man.
Totally.
Yeah.
Or how many people are just here for the run portion? Maybe they finished the run. That's all they wanted to prove to themselves, and they're like, you know what? I'm going home.
I mean, honestly, we talked to 3 gentlemen who were fantastic runners. They seemed locked into the run.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and like I feel like
sure.
genuinely, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, all these phases today are not all physical. One is literally not physical at all. There is all mental deception happening for one of the phases, and that's going to be so exciting that this is not just a physical fitness exam. The hunter exams are not just a physical feat. It's mostly that. You have to be physically talented and have been trained well to get there, and it might prove you know, your worth in the end to be a pro hunter, but there's going to be multiple times actually. There's going to be potentially 2 different phases where based on their decisions, no physicality at all, really, all mental. And that's going to be really exciting for us, I think, because it's going to be such a break from what we're getting right now where it's just a straight up run.
All right, we have another contestant coming in. We want to get another interview. How you doing? What's up?
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Go ahead, throw that headset on for us. Chat, if you have any questions, go ahead, throw them on.
We hear you ran the entire run barefoot.
I did.
Ooh.
And what's
Can
your
we
name?
ask? Oh, yeah, we need your name first. Yeah.
William.
William.
Yep.
Last name?
Thompson.
William.
Hey, I'm David Thompson. Nice to meet you.
Hey, right on. So what's the thought behind doing the 8-mile run barefoot?
I feel like you have more stability.
Sure.
It's kind of like spreading your fingers out when you're doing the handstand.
Mhm.
So no more rocking, a lot more direct kind of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always run barefoot? That's just your thing?
I do. I've been doing this for like 10 years.
So you're a runner.
Yeah, I run. I wouldn't call myself like a athlete, a super athlete, or like an ultra marathon guy.
You look like a super athlete.
Nah.
the chat definitely could not tell.
Nah, I'm just a regular dude. Anybody can get out here and do it.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
And I think that's kind of been the theme today is that anybody can get out here and do it.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of different styles to do it. You did it without shoes on.
I did. There's a guy running it with sandals. I give him a shout out.
I saw him.
That's
Yeah.
probably worse.
Birkenstock.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little
Yeah.
bit tougher than what I did.
Got it. Yeah, neither sound easy.
Yeah, the only hard part about what I did is the gravel. There were parts of the course that were gravel, but my feet are kind of. I ain't gonna put them up on the screen. But
You've been doing this a while.
Yeah, they're ready
callous.
for it.
Yeah,
Was
they're
there a
callous.
particular part of the course that was the most troubling besides, like, the gravel sounds like it would be tough, but another part besides that?
Back in the day, heels would have been my thing, but I just know you gotta attack them.
Sure.
Mhm.
If you try to go a bit slow, that's gonna drain more energy.
Yeah.
You gotta attack those heels.
Attack those hills.
Yeah.
So they're actually running
moving.
with the rope in order to put where the cutoff mark is. So the people who are behind the rope are going to be cut off. So the people who have made it through at this point
So
are
still
good.
good.
We have the
It's
rope
going to
being
be the
set up.
people as the rope gets set up, they are going to be cut off, which is, man, gut wrenching after you put all this work in. This is, the chat is asking, it's an 8-mile run.
Yep.
An 8-mile run to come to an end. You know, hey, not everybody can make it being a hunter, but at the end of the day, you still did it. You still did it. You got out here, you ran, and that's what's important, man. That's what's important. We're looking for, like the chat said, we're looking for the cream of the crop.
Is that rope up? Yep. Rope is up.
Rope
is up. From this point
That's
on,
it.
nobody
That's the
makes
cutoff. Man, do I feel bad for those
Ooh.
participants.
The real question is,
Oh.
are they going to keep running? They're just going to.
I mean, that's it, right?
Yeah.
Within
Man.
sight, too.
Within
Wow.
sight.
Right in front of them.
We must find out what that final number
Wow.
was. Oh my goodness. Absolute heartbreak here at the Hunter Association exams.
Could we get an interview from somebody who did not make it?
Yeah, we'd love to get someone who
Yeah,
didn't
if
make
we
it.
could get an interview from someone who didn't make it, one of the first people to get cut off by the rope, that would be fantastic.
Also, those waiting for Trunky, I think
I don't know where he went.
He did qualify. Trunky obviously did qualify.
Trunky qualified.
And
he
he's
was
run
here.
off.
We'll catch him.
We'll
I'm
see
not
him
worried
later.
at all.
Yeah. Trunky will just spawn in when he's ready.
So that's, guys, that's a phase.
Oh,
That is a phase.
That's
hurts
one.
so
That's
bad
one.
to watch, man.
And
That hurts.
that is not the first glimpse of heartbreak that we'll see today.
Wow. But I
Just the
do love
start.
people are still filing through. People are still trying
still
to.
going.
Oh, yeah,
Going,
finished.
you
So,
know.
so the cutoff was right around an hour 18.
About an hour 18, man.
Mm.
An hour 18.
Man, I can't believe we got that shot of the people that just got the rope right
Oh,
in front
man,
of their
that's
faces.
gotta
That is
hurt, man.
Absolutely brutal.
That's gotta
brutal
hurt
for those prospective hunters. Wow,
that's gotta hurt.